So from today onwards we are going to continue the structural organization in animals. Okay, till now we have completed the 4 different type of tissue which are very important, and we have seen that what is the importance of those tissue in different parts of the body, and also the types are also very important, the subtypes are also important. Make a flow chart and try to remember that. So in today's session we are going to continue with this unit, and we are going to study about the earthworm. Okay, we will study about the earthworm. Before that there is a small subheading, that is organ and organ system. And we have seen, okay, we have seen till now there is different type of tissues are present, and what is the importance of those tissue? Can anybody tell me? Because all tissue have got the specific function, and in the very first class only, while dealing with the animal kingdom, in very first class only we have studied that cells will be there. Okay, based on the cell we have studied about the unicellular and multicellular, and these cells in the complex organism, these cells are going to aggregate and form the tissue. Okay, these cells are going to aggregate and forms the tissue, and these tissue, the different kind of tissue which we have learned, these are going to aggregate and they are going to form the organ, and these organ are going to combine different organ and performs one particular function, and that we call it as organ system. And in case of the complex organism, that is specifically the multicellular organism, these type of organ systems are found. Okay, in the multicellular organism, because of their complexity, in the multicellular organism, because of their complexity, the organ system are doing particular function. Organ system performing particular function. So the importance of those tissue which are present, which we have studied, is nothing but they are going to form the organs, and those organs are going to form, different organs are going to form the organ system. Because as a multicellular organism like us, we have the different organ system. Okay, like respiration, like digestion. In the digestion there will be involvement of many organs, and excretion, everything will be there, and we are a complex organism and we are multicellular. In the multicellular organism like us, more specifically the organ system will be there, and in that we will study about the morphology. So what do you mean by morphology? Yeah, okay, not external behavior, external characters. Okay, morphology is nothing but the study of external characters. External characters. So can you name some morphological features of humans? Morphology is nothing but by observing the organism we can able to distinguish the parts like eyes, okay, like eyes, hands, okay, the nose, cheeks, everything, the face, everything will be observed. In case of humans, we can list out like eyes, nose, body parts like hands, legs, everything, fingers, we can able to distinguish. That character is nothing but your morphological character. And in case of organisms like earthworm and frog, we are going to study the morphological feature. Okay, by observing the morphology of that particular organism, what all the characteristic feature we are going to observe, that we are going to study in the morphological characters. So, can you tell me what do you mean by anatomy? What do you mean by anatomy? Yeah, study of characters, not behavior. Okay, understood? So, anatomy is nothing but the character or the parts which are present inside the body of the organism, that we are going to study under the anatomy. Okay, the characters or the parts which are present inside the or internal part of organism. So, can you list out some anatomical characters which we cannot see, okay, by visual observance? When we dissect out, yeah, very good, like heart, then your respiratory system and your digestion, excretion, everything will be present inside the body of the organism, and that type of what we can say the parts or the character, that we call it as anatomy. So, have a clear idea about morphology and anatomy. Morphology, by observing we can able to tell the characters, okay, that we call it as morphology. Anatomy means which are present inside, okay, inside of the organism, that we call it as anatomy. Okay, like your heart, respiratory system, everything is present inside. When we dissect out, then only we can visualize the internal parts, that is nothing but your anatomy. And in this unit we are going to study detail about earthworm and frog. Second one will be frog. So, what all we are going to study about these specimens or organism? We are going to study the morphology. Only by observing the specimen, what all things we can say that we are going to study? We are going to study about the digestive system. And respiratory, all the physiological process we are going to study. Okay, and next one will be your excretion and also the nervous system also we will learn. Next, locomotion and also the reproduction or the parts which are involved in the production of the gametes, that we are going to study in detail. So, in the earthworm and also in case of frog, we are going to study about the morphology and the digestive system the organism is having, and the respiratory, how the organism is respiring, and also we will study about excretion, locomotion and reproduction. Okay, how the organism is moving or walking, how it is going to reproduce, everything we will study about this. Okay, so understood the overview what we are going to study in today's session. Shall we move further? Shall we start with the earthworm? Clear, no? Okay, so tell me what earthworm is called as? Friend. Whose friend? Friend. Whose friend? Farmer's friend. Okay, not my friend. Even that's not my friend, but it's helping our farmer. Here the earthworm is very close to farmer, that's why it is called as farmer's friend. And the main jokes apart, the main function or the main importance why the earthworm is called as farmer's friend means it is utilizing or it is eating all the organic dead material which is present in the farm, and that it is converting by digesting, it is converting a useful product. Okay, casting we call it as earthworm casting, and that organic product is very important to increase the fertility of the soil, and also it's increasing the content, nutrient value in the soil, so that the farmer will what we can say, increase the quality of the crops. Okay, that's why we are calling the earthworm as farmer's friend. Okay, it's mainly helping the farmer to increase the crop by using the dead material. Okay, why we call someone as friend? When that person is helping us. Okay, that person is helping us for our betterment. Okay, that's why we are scolding you, why you should get a good position in the future. Why we are scolding you all? For not doing assignment and all. Why? Because we care for you people. Okay, that's the reason. If someone we want to call as a friend, that person should work for his friend, for the betterment of the person. So here earthworm is doing the function of a friend because its main function, by using the dead organic content which is like your leaves and all, that earthworm is eating all those and it is converting it as a useful organic material, and from that organic material like earthworm casting, this is very important in case to increase the yield. Okay, to increase the crop quality, these earthworm casting are very important. By using all the chemical related things, we can use the earthworm casting in the crop, so that we will use the quality of the soil as well as quality of the crop. Okay, ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಬದಲಿ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ, so we can go for this earthworm casting. Okay, which is very beneficial for the farmer. That's why we have called the earthworm as a farmer's friend. So we will study in detail about earthworm. Can anybody tell me the classification of earthworm? Which phylum it belongs? Very good, phylum Annelida. Why Annelida? Why Annelida? Yeah. Continue. Next. Class. Oligochaeta, phylum Annelida, class Oligochaeta. If you have forgotten about animal kingdom, please revise it. Okay, exam is coming near, please be ready with the concepts. Okay, and genus will be Pheretima. Species so this is the classification of the earthworm. It belongs to the phylum Annelida and it is class will be Oligochaeta and the genus will be Pheretima, species will be Postuma. Okay, this is the systematic position or the classification of earthworm. So can you tell me what color the earthworm is having? earthworm ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಯಾರು? ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೀ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ನೋಡ್ಯಾರ. Tell me the color of the earthworm. Is it pink or is it red color or is it green color? Red color. Where you have seen red color earthworm? Very good. The morphology or the color will be dark brown. Can anybody tell me why the color should be dark brown? There should be reason, no? We have this type of skin because of the secretion of melatonin. Okay, godi banna sadharana maikattu, because our skin is got melatonin secretion. That's why we have got this color pigmentation. Then what about earthworm? Why it is present in the brown color? Why not in red color, yellow color? Tell me. ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ? Someone loves red color. Okay, that's why earthworm is looking red. See, the body is brown in color because again there is a specific pigment, and that pigment, that color of the body is helping the earthworm to get protection from the sunlight. Okay, to get the protection from the sunlight, the body will be having brown color, and there is a specific pigment which is responsible for that brown color, and with the help of that brown color the earthworm is going to get protection from the harsh sunlight. Okay, that is the reason, because in science we have reason for everything. Without reason nothing happens. Okay, so there is a reason why the earthworm is having the brown color. So tell me whether earthworm is unisexual or what? I have told you while describing that concept. Tell me what it is. And remember, body color will be brown and it is present at the upper layer of the soil. Okay, so if you want to see, just go to your garden and just dig there. Okay, only the upper layer. Hinking scratch madri. If your garden is rich of organic content, then you will find the earthworm there. Okay, and their body will be elongated and cylindrical. Okay, body will be elongated and cylindrical. And their body is having the cutaneous type of layer. Okay, the first one will be non-cellular cutaneous layer, and which is helpful for the water resistance. Okay, the epidermis, above that there will be presence of non-cellular cutaneous layer, cuticle will be there, that is mainly helpful for the water resistance character. Okay, so body will be brown in color and it is present at the surface of the surface layer of the soil, and body is elongated and the body is cylindrical. And tell me one important character about earthworm which is important for your CET. We can see segmentation, and what type of segmentation? What we call these type of segmentation as? The body is ಮರ್ತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರಲ್ಲ. And that segment we call it as remember the term metamerically segmented. Okay, metamerically segmented is nothing but the whole body of the earthworm is divided into very small segments like this. Okay, this will be segments 1 2 3. Okay, from mouth to the anus there will be segment. Okay, because of the presence of that segment we call it as earthworms are metamerically segment, and it is very important for your from your MCQ point of view. Okay, so just remember body is metamerically segmented. Metamerically segmented means there will be small segments inside and also as well as outside of the body. From both end there will be formation of these segments, and because of the presence of these small segment we call it as earthworm as a body is metamerically segmented. Okay, understood now? Just remember that earthworm's body is metamerically segmented. Metamerically means body is divisible into number of segments, and that segment is nothing but a metamerically segment, and this is very important feature of your earthworm. Okay, so brownish body, upper layer, and these are all the morphological feature, and body will be elongated and it is cylindrical, and body is metamerically segmented. And earthworm's body is having the outer layer non-cellular cutaneous, or else we can say the cuticle layer will be there. Which is mainly helpful for the have you taken down this? Shall I rub this one? Mainly helping as a water resistance. Okay, so this is the outer layer, this one. Okay, the outer layer will be having non-cellular cutaneous or cuticle layer, because whenever you dip the earthworm inside the water it will not get wet, because there is a presence of that cuticle which is acting as a water resistance. So the presence of cuticle is mainly helping as a water resistance. Okay, so can you observing whenever if you consider this as a earthworm, okay, wait, shall I will check. Okay, if we consider this as a earthworm, there will be dorsal side. Okay, earthworm, take a earthworm, imagine you have a earthworm in your hand, and just imagine there is a dorsal side and there is a ventral side. Okay, we will distinguish based on the morphological features only why we call it as a dorsal side only and why we call it as a ventral side. Okay, dorsal side means if we consider this as an earthworm, this the upper layer will be your dorsal side and the lower side will be your ventral side, and in the dorsal side there is a presence of one elongated blood vessels. Okay, elongated structure that is nothing but your blood vessels, and that is the remark of your dorsal side of your earthworm. Okay, when we see the earthworm, the upper layer will be your dorsal side and the lower portion will be your ventral side. Okay, the earthworm's ventral side. How we can able to distinguish means there is a presence of blood vessels, elongated blood vessels, this that we call it as mid dorsal line. That is the remark of the, what we can say, the earthworm. Okay, so take it down. There is a presence of mid dorsal line. In the earthworm, which is going to mark as a dorsal side. Then what it is? Mid dorsal line is nothing but the blood vessels. Okay, the mid dorsal line is nothing but your blood vessels. Nothing but your blood vessels. Okay, it is coming from mouth to the anus. Okay, entire body is having the mid dorsal line only on the dorsal side of the earthworm. That we call it as mid dorsal line, and they are nothing but the blood vessels. Okay, they are nothing but the elongated structure, that is blood vessels. So when we see the dorsal side, there is a genital opening. Okay, there is a genital opening. So tell me what is the sex of the earthworm, whether it's a male or female. I have told you, no? Both, and that both we call it as, yeah, bisexual. Yeah, very good, hermaphrodite. Okay, that earthworm is a hermaphrodite. Why we call it as a hermaphrodite? Yeah, because it is having the both male as well as female sex organ in one particular organism only. Because when we look at the ventral view, there is a presence of genital opening or genital aperture, in which there will be presence of a single female genital aperture, and there will be presence of two pairs of, what we can say, the male genital aperture. The both sex organs are present in one particular organism only, and that we call it as a hermaphrodite. Okay, this is very important. Earthworm is a hermaphrodite because earthworm is carrying both male as well as female sex organ in one particular organism only. That's why we call it as a hermaphrodite. Okay, when we look at the ventral view, this is the dorsal view. I will explain you this. After that we will move towards the ventral view. So in the ventral region there is a genital aperture. Aperture is nothing but the opening wherein there will be presence of male genital aperture and there will be presence of the male genital aperture. First there will be female and later on there will be male genital aperture. Okay, from which there will be formation of the gametes. Okay, we will study. But if you want to say earthworm as a dorsal side, there should be presence of this elongated structure, okay, which is a mid dorsal line, that is nothing but your blood vessel, that we call it as a dorsal view. And there is a presence of first part, that is prostromium. Okay, so what do you mean by prostromium? The anterior part. Okay, the anterior part of the earthworm is having mouth and the, what it is, prostromium. So what do you mean by this? See, when have you seen the earthworm crawling? ನೋಡಿರಾ earthworm ಅಡ್ಡಾಡೋದು ನೋಡಿರಿ? See, whenever consider this as a earthworm, okay, even though it's a chalk, consider this as a earthworm. See, whenever the earthworm moves, no, there will be presence of the prostromium, okay. It's a what tissue, epithelial tissue only. It's going to what we can say, whatever the rocks or anything which comes to this region, no, the hinging sarsbidtade, okay, so that the earthworm can move very easily. So in the mouth region, that too in the anterior region, there will be presence of this prostromium, and this prostromium is helping the earthworm to move easily by cleaning or by clearing the areas in which there will be presence of the what rock, soil, anything, okay. If it is moving, earthworm is moving like this, the first at the mouth region only there will be presence of prostromium, okay, and it is going to move like this by clearing the area so that the earthworm can move easily. Understood this one about the prostromium? It is the anterior part of the earthworm. In the anterior region there will be presence of mouth as well as your prostromium. Prostromium is nothing but the part of your mouth only, in which part of your anterior part only, in which it is going to clear the areas, okay, because the earthworm needs to move whatever the obstacle we can say or the soil or the rock is there, no, that is cleaned by this prostromium, okay. It is going to move exactly like this, okay, and it is clearing the area, and again the earthworm will be moving, okay. That we call it as prostromium, which is located at the anterior part of your earthworm, and at the posterior region there will be presence of anal segment, because after digestion it is going to move out, the excreted product is going to move out with the help of this anal segment, okay. That is nothing but your what we can say the anterior part, where the mouth and the prostromium is present, and this mouth is having the buccal cavity, okay. When we do about digestive system, there we are going to study detail about that, and after that we will study or we will continue about the digestive system also. And the mouth, the organic material will be ingested like your leaf and all, and it is going to digested throughout the body, okay. That is nothing but your function of your mouth, okay. We will continue this in next class, but before that just have an overview how the earthworm or the morphological feature of the earthworm is having, okay. So understood this one? Okay. So the prostromium is mainly acting as a sensory organ, okay. It is going to sense the environment and it is going to clear the part, and the peristromium is nothing but your next part of your anterior portion, okay. It is the first segment of your body or the mouth, okay, from which there will be next part, and from here there will be the mid dorsal line, which is mainly helping, or it is a remark of your dorsal side of your earthworm, and the anterior will be mouth, prostromium, mouth again divided, and the first segment we call it as peristromium. This is the clitellum, clitellar region, okay. The dark epithelial tissue will be there, that we call it as clitellum, and this will be your whole dorsal side, okay. In the next class we will study about the ventral side, okay. So take care student, we will continue in the next class, okay. If maths sir will not come, then I will engage, okay.